abanyeshuri n'uruyange Rwanda we Rwanda n'uruyange waramamagaye ndaza we inkomoko ya byose dore n'amahoro isangano ry'ingufu zubaka Rwanda we yewe aya mashuri n'uruyange yewe twese twese n'uruyange Rwanda we waramamagaye ndaza we inkomoko ya byose dore n'amahoro isangano ry'ingufu zubaka Rwanda we yewe no mu bikorwa n'uruyange yewe hose n'uruyange Rwanda we waramamagaye ndaza we inkomoko ya byose dore n'amahoro isangano ry'ingufu zubaka Rwanda we yewe u Rwanda rwacu n'uruyange yewe no mu mahanga n'uruyange Rwanda we waramamagaye ndaza we inkomoko ya byose dore n'amahoro isangano Rwanda we yewe u Rwanda rwacu n'uruyange yewe turukunda n'uruyange Rwanda we n'uruyange
Guests of honor, Honorable Minister for Education, our Chancellor, considering what we just witnessed here from the UR cultural troupe, I really wish both of you were here to observe with us. Can we give them another round of applause, please? That was just out of this world, honestly. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, cultural troupe, for that excellent entertainment. We are moving on as quickly as possible to the next item, which will be a speech or remarks from representatives of the graduates. So, guests of honor, Madam Chancellor, if you permit me, I'd like to invite a representative of graduate, Mr. Clement Tuze-Imana, to give us a few remarks on behalf of the graduating students. Please.
Madam Chancellor, guest of honor, Vice Chancellor, fellow graduates, all protocols observed, good afternoon. On behalf of my fellow graduates, it is our honor and privilege to be with you today as we've been given such a very special occasion to physically celebrate our graduation in both postgraduates and undergraduate programs, while adding a very sound fitness to the UR vision of becoming a leading university that develops highly enterprising graduates prepared and dedicated to building a more just and sustainable society locally, nationally, and globally, with appropriate innovations that advance quality of life. On a special day like this, we as graduates are full of joy since it marks the end of the long journey we've undergone. Though it is the start of another transformational academic move, it was a demanding journey with sleepless nights in such a way that some of us while combining academic, professional, and family responsibilities. But to be honest, this won't stop some, and why not all of us, from academically aiming higher and make more steps ahead. Not only our journey was faced by some life challenges, but it also became a bit harder to align all those above highlighted responsibilities to the fighting of COVID-19, which took a great deal of our time, especially during our research period. Honorable Chancellor, Guest of Honor, distinguished guests, for this global concern of a very challenging outbreak, allow me to seize this particular occasion to commend the leadership of our country for the unwavering efforts in fighting against the pandemic, and as a result, have all of us back in academic gatherings, especially this mini graduation ceremony. As the UR keeps on fulfilling its mission of developing Rwanda by discovering and advancing knowledge, committed to the highest standards of academic excellence, I and my fellow graduates commit ourselves to shift this endeavor from paper to people, bringing the concept close to their right contexts, and thus taking the UR to a world picture of citizens who are prepared for lives of service, leadership, and solutions. Madam Chancellor, Guest of Honor, Vice Chancellor, fellow graduates, in a special ceremony like this, we cannot find appropriate words to express our sudden feelings other than recognizing each and everyone's efforts to make our dreams come true. First, our vote of thanks goes to the government of Rwanda, here represented by the Minister of Education, for having put in place all that it takes to have equal opportunities for education and create the environment within which we have all been fairly treated. Third, our thanking remarks go to the UR academic and administrative staff who provided their restricted time despite other life obligations and covered all the materials under our respective programs, what undoubtedly made this day a reality. Last but not least, I thank my fellow graduates for the joint efforts you all brought in the whole academic year back, or the whole academic years back, and wish you all the best in the new horizons to face. May God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tuzaimana, for that excellent and brief speech. My honor now to call on the representative of academic staff to the UR Board of Governors. I'd like to call Professor David Tumusime to give his brief remarks. Professor David.
Our guest of honor is the Minister of Education, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellors of the University of Rwanda, members of the Board of Governors who are here and others participating virtually, principals and all other UR leaders in their respective capacities, representative of alumni of UR who are participating virtually and others who might be here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our graduates of today and their parents, colleagues, academic staff and research, and other administrative staff of the University of Rwanda, all protocol observed. Good afternoon. As have been said, my name is David Tumusimi. I'm an associate professor in health sciences at the University of Rwanda, and I'm the representative of academic and research staff in the Board of Governors of the University of Rwanda. Guests of honor, let me start by congratulating our graduates today for this important achievement in their lives. Congratulations. But also on this note, I want to congratulate the academic and research staff who usually work tirelessly to make these graduates to this day today. Usually, as you know, a good teacher is a good student. So they usually go through the process, the same process you go through. When you are revising, they are preparing for you. When you are doing your research, they are also looking ahead to shape it and make it the best. So they go through the same process. So my fellow academic and research staff, congratulations as well for this achievement. Honorable Minister, on behalf of academic staff and research staff at the University of Rwanda, and on my behalf, I thank you to be with us today. This shows the continuous support you always give us as you are a community. Thank you. But also, through you, Honorable Minister, I want to thank the good leadership of our government of Rwanda for the new Ministry of Education law that was enacted at the beginning of this year. This law, for us as academic and research staff, but also as the university community, it requires and allows, among other activities, the development of the first ever special statute for academic and research staff in education, including higher learning institutions, and specifically for us at the University of Rwanda. This is an appreciated activity that has been taken by the University of Rwanda and specifically for academic and research staff. I understand that the draft statute for the staff has been developed and it is in the process for further review and further considerations. We highly appreciate your initiative and the value for the continuous support and advocacy to have this special statute be enacted very soon. And we have much hope that the special statute will be one of the means to continue improving the welfare of the academic and research staff at the University of Rwanda and other higher learning institutions. And this obviously will give good performance of their activities at the university they work for. Honorable Minister, today my speech is short because many were said in our previous graduation that took place in August. So it will allow me to stop here, but also I want to thank the leadership of the University of Rwanda and the administration staff for the support always they provide to the academic and research staff to make our work successful. I thank you all and congratulations once again to our graduates. Thank you for listening.
Professor Tumosime, thank you so much for that brief and once again to the point speech. At this point, I'd like to call on our Vice Chancellor to help us in introducing and presenting our guest of honor for the next item on the agenda. Vice Chancellor, please.
Honorable Minister of Education and guest of honor, once again, I'd like to thank you very much for accepting to be with us today, to be our guest of honor. And it is my honor and privilege to invite you to share your message with the new graduates and the entire University of Rwanda community as a whole. Most welcome, Honorable Minister.
Ms. Patricia Kambera, Chancellor of the University of Rwanda, Mr. Paul Davenport, Founding Chair of the UR Board and Member, Professor Jambawaji Alexandre, the UR Vice Chancellor, UR Deputy Vice Chancellors, esteemed and distinguished dignitaries in your respective senior positions, the UR Academic Senate and other high organs of University of Rwanda, faculty and staff of UR, graduating students and your beloved families, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good afternoon. It is a great pleasure and honor to preside over this graduation event, which marks another milestone achieved by the University of Rwanda. Please accept my heartfelt and warm congratulations to you, dear students, together with your beloved families, for reaching a successful conclusion of the academic goals you have been relentlessly pursuing. Today we are happy that you joined the cohort of other UR graduates who laid hands on academic honors when we celebrated the 7th graduation on 27th August 2021. To the Chancellor, Board of Governors, faculty and staff of University of Rwanda, I say congratulations for this wonderful achievement of completing the work you've been doing to ensure students whose academic honors we celebrate today are not left behind. You did all you were supposed to do for them to achieve their long-term objective. Now they are intellectually empowered and capable to the extent that they are expected to serve our country, Rwanda, Africa, and to join global job markets. Both the recent event and the current graduation ceremony events were different from others ever organized at University of Rwanda. Never before we had skipped a whole year without graduation by owing to the global pandemic that happened. It is now time to catch up and feel like it is obvious to have another graduation ceremony just after 30 days when we had a similar event here in Kigali. We shall continue to observe measures against the spread of the pandemic while trying many more solutions towards resilience. We are always advised and encouraged by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda to maintain this rhythm of overcoming challenges and embracing solutions in whatever circumstances. In Kinyarwanda we say, intore ntiganya ishaka ibisubizo. Without this visionary orientation, we could not see the University of Rwanda fast-tracking the implementation and plans and policies you always had, such as the consolidation of e-learning mechanisms amid the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. We could not get the systems put in place to facilitate and enhance e-learning and teaching programs. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate the achievements made in this recovery period, we cannot forget that we still have a long way to go. We still have need of more resources to enroll more students in high-quality education programs. Everybody is invited to ensure proper use of available human and financial resources, which the government of Rwanda provided to help the University of Rwanda achieve its vision of being a leading university that develops highly enterprising graduates prepared and dedicated to building a more just and sustainable society with appropriate innovations that advance quality of life. The Ministry of Education remains on the side of the university leadership on the journey towards sustainable transformation. I'm also calling upon all university community to remain with us and get ready to participate actively in exploring new ideas and strengthening existing mechanisms which will help the university reach the aspired image at national, regional, and global levels. The government of Rwanda is more than willing to render necessary support. We have great confidence in as well as expectations from the UR leadership. The government will continue to empower the University of Rwanda in all meaningful and relevant ways. This is not only a proud moment for the University of Rwanda and Rwanda, but also for all the parents and families of the graduates. Only 8% of people in Africa who begin schooling complete it at the tertiary level. It indeed takes much support and sacrifice from these families and hard work from the students and faculty to reach this level of success. Therefore, I ask you to join me in congratulating them all and urge them to continue the good work towards a peaceful and prosperous Africa. Congratulations once more to the Chancellor, to the Board of Governors, to the faculty and staff, and most importantly to you, beloved, our graduating, together with your families, for successfully holding this beautiful graduation ceremony, which is a result of a hard work from everybody concerned with and committed to the development of education in Rwanda. Please go and have memorable celebrations. Thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister and our guest of honor, for that excellent speech once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are close to the end of this ceremony of today, and before I request our Chancellor to adjourn our congregation, I'd like to quickly recognize a few other members of our community who have done a noble job of putting this graduation ceremony together. And that includes all of the non-academic staff of this university who, in general, remained quiet, doing their job quietly, without much recognition. This ceremony and this arrangement will not be possible without all of those non-academic staff, including those who served in the graduation committee led by our able registrar, all of those protocol officers, our students who played a wonderful role, the UR cultural troupe that we all enjoyed today. I'd like us to just rise and give them a rousing round of applause for an excellent job. And I thank all of you for a wonderful job. At this point, I'd like to call on our Chancellor to adjourn this congregation to another time. I'm sure there will be another one, another major one like this. So, Madam Chancellor, it's my pleasure to invite you to adjourn this congregation at this point. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I think you're muted. Can you unmute, please?
Okay. Yes, I can do this. First, let me just apologize for my being muted for part of my remarks. I I think it's notable that the only glitch in this ceremony was that. Otherwise, it was superb. And I'm so honored and pleased to be part of this with all of the excellent work that has been done by your country and your university and each of the graduates today. By virtue of the powers vested in me, I hereby declare this congregation of the second graduation ceremony of the University of Rwanda adjourned.
Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Please remain seated. We're going to go into a recession, just like we did a procession coming in. And in the meantime, I invite our cultural group to continue with our entertainment, this time unlimited amount and timing for entertainment as we proceed. In addition, I'd like to also mention that for those who are able, there is a cocktail at the Bonnie Concili Hotel, those who are able to make it this afternoon. It will be a short cocktail, not too elaborate, but it's an opportunity to interact and continue to congratulate our students. Congratulations, everybody, and thank you for showing up for this ceremony. Thank you.
Abagirira barwegera bavuga butara babishuka badamushaka batagira imbeho